Okay, this lesson is working with VR VEX again. We're going to be looking at using a sensor. And the sensor is going to be on the front of the robot, and the goal is for this robot to go around the square without telling it a distance to go. The only command that we're going to give it is if it sees something, then it should turn right. If you stop the video right now, you can try to solve it. We are on vr.vex.com website, and we are trying to solve a little bit of a puzzle. So stop the video and see if you can figure it out just from the clues here. I'm going to assume that you did that or didn't do it. So now, when I hit play, the robot goes at 100% speed and turning velocity, and it does not run into anything. Now, there are a bunch of options for this, so I will stop it and reset it. If you're going to use a not command, you can take this object out, put it in the not, and then you can put it in the place. And if you run it, it will just turn and crash into things. But if you take this object out and replace it, so we switch the order around, then when you reset the robot and run it, it should work like normal. Because the not command basically says when it's not near an object, go forward. And when it is near an object, then turn right. So that's one possibility, and that's how you use a not statement. We'll go back to make it simpler and just use, actually let's try using this object here. So I pulled it out of the wrong thing, so we'll put it back in. So you can see that there's pointy shapes and that there's round shapes, and you have to be careful. Don't try to put a round shape in a pointy spot. I'll move this over. This one here, I believe it was like 100. And when I hit forward, it's probably going to crash to the wall or just turn. So turning means that I'm in the opposite. So I'm going to pull the two commands and separate them. So if you were to read this math statement, it says when the front sensor in millimeter is less than 100, then we're going to turn right. And otherwise it's going to go forward. So it should work now. We'll hit refresh and go forward. And it works perfectly. Now the curious thing about that is how can I get it further away from the wall? So I can hit stop, rewind. I can change this to 300, and I can hit play again, and this time it's further away. And if you don't believe me, I guess we could put the drawing marker down. So we'll go pen down and we'll put it just at the beginning, I guess. We'll hit refresh and we'll sort of see the path marked out with the line. You can see that until it makes the first corner, it's going to be a little bit closer to the wall. You could do a math expression so that every time it goes, it increments in. You can also see that because it's traveling so fast, it isn't always in the same spot. So it's going to make this line sort of thicker in some places or other. So it's not 100% consistent. If you want to see what's actually happening, I believe that if you take this print screen, so this one is going to take the value from the sensor in millimeters and display it on this device right here. So let's hit refresh and we'll play it. So you can see that the numbers are as high as 1800 and it goes really fast, so it's hard to tell, but anytime it gets under 300 it trips. And you can change the location of this. So let's pull this apart, put this back in. You could have a separate one for in here, and then you could hit refresh and play it, and now you're getting numbers only when it's tripped. So all the numbers, and you can clear this, all the numbers will be less than 300, but they don't necessarily have to be the same. because there's a certain randomness to this. And the last place that we could put this print command, actually there's probably a bunch of them, but we can put it in here, and then you can predict mentally what kind of numbers are we going to get in this part of the loop, and we can clear it. So once again, we're going to get little large numbers. Anytime it gets close to 300 or under 300, it's going to be in the other part of the loop. You can also see that when it's running, it kind of trips from one or other to kind of give you a little bit of a diagnostic. And we'll stop there. I don't know if there's anything else. So just to review, we're trying to take all these different functions or these aspects of the program, and we're trying to make it so that the robot continues to go around. You can have it change direction if you want, but it continues to travel around this grid, and I'll show you what it looks like. So basically there's walls, and never stop and never crash. So that's what you want to videotape to hand in for this assignment. Hopefully that makes sense, and if you did in fact go with the original challenge of doing this before you looked at all the different functions that you could bring in afterwards, that would be even awesome, and you could have several, you could add several videos, and that would just increase your mark. Anyways, good luck, have fun, and we'll see what you come up with.